welcome Peter Buchheitner and Barbara Marcinkovic, so let's call them Barbara and Peter, on stage from Swell, and they're going to tell us about how multi-platform thinking helped Swell to reach 100K users within a month. So that's a big amount. Peter, actually, he is in the US, normally in Miami, but he's here to share it with you. And Barbara, you are
in Vienna.
You're in Vienna, so you're in the marketing, but I think Peter's going to introduce you in a second. What else is there from my side? Swell, I think, is an interesting case how they implemented chatbot and what it made then with like how you interacted then with your users and how it changed actually and helped making decisions. But you're going to go into detail. The stage is yours, and you're going to introduce yourselves as well. So enjoy.
Thank you.
So, welcome. I'm really happy to be here today. And as you can see, I'm not alone. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm Peter. This is Barbara. Barbara joined us in January this year when we had around 30,000 users and basically no idea about marketing. And within the last couple of months, she helped us grow to more than 600K users. And today she's going to unveil how we did it.
Sure, I will definitely talk about that. But before, let's go back to the beginning. Pete, could you explain what we do at Swell and why it matters?
Of course, sure. So I have a background in entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneur for more than 10 years now, and I did everything fashion. I opened my first store when I was 17, and I realized one big problem in the last couple of years is that people are actually indecisive when it comes to shopping. So a lot of people leave a store without buying, and we started questioning that and tried to figure out what the reason is. And we talked to a lot of people and figured out that it's as frustrating for them as it is for us. So we wanted to give them an existing solution and push them to use WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger directly to ask our friends that are not around, but it just took way too long. So it took like 15 minutes, you can imagine, to get one response or two. So we created a simple, easy photo app where you take 2 photos and share, and within a matter of seconds you would have the first results. So people could actually stay in the store and make a really quick decision on what to buy. And only in August this year, we've been playing with new technologies and found that in the bot space, there's actually an even more frictionless use case and an even easier way for our users that they don't need to download an app. So again, we just passed 600K users, are on the way to reach 1 million very, very soon, and Babsi will tell you how.
So when I started working for Swell, we had 30,000 users and no marketing strategy that really worked out for us. So we tried all of these social media platforms, but the truth is that if you just put some Facebook ads on, you won't make big steps forward. So we needed something else. I started brainstorming and asked myself, when would I download an app or start using a bot? So I would do it if one of my closest friends would recommend it to me, or if a person that I feel inspired by would do it. And for me, the big keyword here was recommendation, which lead me directly to influencer marketing. So let's start. Who's an influencer? An influencer is a person, could be a celebrity, fashion blogger, YouTuber, tech or business expert. And how can you find the right influencer for you? I would say, like, to keep it simple, ask yourself who is the coolest person you know who should use your product every single day. And if you have a person in mind, then really start to focus on how to get in touch with this person. What I did at Swell was I discovered like hundreds of Instagram accounts and went to several style awards just to increase my chance to meet potential influencers for us. Of course, I know there is a difference if you're looking for a fashion blogger or a tech expert, but in any case, you have to connect in the areas where this person has current or upcoming projects going on.
All right, and it's really, as a startup, it's really important to focus on one thing. So we did one thing in marketing, which is working with influencers. But the second thing that I can really recommend to every one of you, I mean, it sounds pretty obvious, but really focus on product and get as much feedback as you can get. We launched our Swelly bot early August and just shared it on Facebook to our friends, which is the obvious first step, of course. We implemented a couple of hundred friends' feedback and made the bot slightly better. As a second step, we launched it on Product Hunt, producthunt.com, where we got the attention of a couple of thousand people. And again, did another feedback loop. And what we did back then is actually use the Facebook pages. We really jumped into a conversation and talked to people where they got lost within the bot, and asked them, okay, why do you use our bot? Why did you stop using the bot? What do you like? What do you don't like? And actually, two things that we really helped us to grow and actually rise our traction was that we changed from sharing one question where you vote on A or B, and then you had to wait, or more likely like push a next button. We just skipped that whole process and showed immediately the next question, which is obvious from for now, but it was not at the beginning. And then the second big driver was that we showed a result after the voting, because people were just bored when they answered a couple of questions, and let's say an active user at Swell right now answers 80 questions in a row, and then they had no clue what other people did and actually didn't know why they would use it anymore. And okay, so we had the first, the Facebook friends, the second, the Product Hunt, and the third was press for us. So we wrote an article that on Medium that then got published on VentureBeat on our early growth. Really reached out to press people, really tried to get their attention. But again, also not say publish my article, but more ask for feedback, ask for advice. It's an exciting space. Everybody wants to talk about it at the moment. And before I come to the fourth thing, influencers, actually also talking to the platforms itself, to a service team at Kik, to somebody at Facebook. They are also eager to give you feedback and help you to build a greater experience, and which eventually leads to you getting featured. And Babsi will now tell you how to communicate with influencers and actually how to work with them.
So before I told you some things in general about influencer marketing, and now I hope that you're interested in how we do it at Swell. So you can see here two of our fashion bloggers. And bloggers and YouTubers talk about Swell in their YouTube videos. They share their Swells on social media, mostly on Instagram and Snapchat. And for example, Louisa, she did a 12-second announcement on Snapchat, and this brought us plus 400 users in a minute. So as you can see here, it says Swell Hero. We created the Swell Hero concept because we really believe that our influencers act like heroes in the app and in the bot. So for tracking, we created personal download links, which lead the user directly into the bot. And yeah, while working with influencers, I really learned so many things. So if you want to start influencer marketing like tomorrow morning, at least I can give you 3 tips.
You should.
And yeah, so the first thing is like what I learned, really try to meet up. Meeting people personally really opens doors. And there's a reason why I'm responsible for influencer marketing in Europe and another person is responsible for influencer marketing in the US. Second, influencers don't work from 8 to 5. So if they're willing to answer your email, they will do so in the middle of the night or on weekends. So when you get an email on Sunday, the worst thing, and I did it, you can do is like wait till reply on Monday morning in the office. So I would really suggest that reply immediately and close the deal even on Sunday. And one of my latest learnings is that influencers are creatives. So really try to involve them in the product and try to get as much feedback as you can. And if you build like long-term relationships, they will not ask for cash. Thanks.
All right, perfect. And another thing, at the beginning, you know, like with a bot framework, it's easy for you to build a bot on several platforms at the same time. But then also it's really important to focus on one. And the most obvious might be Facebook Messenger because it's just huge, but we really focused on Kik for several reasons, which I'm going to explain. Kik Messenger has around 300 million users, and in the US, 40% of the teenagers use Kik. And so as our audience is pretty young, and we have mainly users from 13 to 25, we focused on Kik and creating a good experience. Also, the second thing is discovery. At Kik, you have a bot shop. So if you go into Kik, you find a shop like an app store where you can discover new bots, which makes it easier to get found at the beginning if you don't have an audience yet. And a tip for launching on Kik and in a bot shop, it's not important to be in the right category in terms of entertainment, lifestyle, or fashion. Fashion would be obvious for us, but we choose the lifestyle category because there were not a lot of bots out there. So on the second page, from the very beginning, you could have found Swelly, the Swelly bot. And getting featured is also really, really important. We are permanently featured from Facebook Messenger in the search and also from Kik in the bot shop. And we did this by actually listening to the platforms and talking to those people. So we reached out to Kik, first with customer service, then with a VP at Kik. We really met them. We did everything they said. They had a really great feature at Kik where you go into a group chat and you say @Swelly, and now you chat with your 5 friends and you can say pizza or burger for lunch, and they can all vote, and Swelly sends the result. So it makes way more fun, and also it's a really good growth driver on Kik. And then same thing for Facebook. We listened to them. We tried to build a great product and got featured. And we actually featured on Facebook since mid of August and currently grow around 20K new users every day. Yeah, so basically that's it. For now, all I have to say is that, again, we are close to reaching 1 million users, and I think it's good for you to know that everybody can do this, and we are here to answer your questions. Right now, we have a couple of more minutes left. That's why we kept our talk really short. And even after the talk, we can sit down and talk and chat, and we'll find use cases for every single one of you. Thank you. Yeah, any questions?
Seems like you answered all of them. I don't know. There. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's do.
Did you figure out why you was featured on Facebook?
Yes. Okay, so we were featured because Facebook, actually there's a blog post out there that I'm happy to send to you. So they look at engagement on their users, and the most engaging bots with most messages sent, retention data and stuff, they get to a reviewer and they can push a button to feature them. And they actually look into those bots once a week. But there is another guy here from Facebook that is most likely the even better person to talk to you about that. All right, cool. Next.
So if you were to make a pie chart of your user acquisition, so what part of the users are incoming from the featured and part of your marketing tactics? What is the largest incoming user channel for you?
So currently it's around 80% of the featured users that come in from being featured. But what really is important that the people that come in from influencer marketing are more active in terms of creating. And those are the drivers that actually drive the engagement, because if you don't have content, nobody can vote. So the people that come from a Facebook feature, they most likely go, start voting and continue, but only as long as the content is out there. So the bots that the user we get from the featuring are more, again, voters, and the others are more app users that publish and create content.
You want to say something as well?
That's it, I think. Yeah, they're like because they're related to the fashion bloggers, and I would say that exactly in the fashion category that they're like most of them are the creators, which come from the influencers. So they're really good content.
Was this like 2 questions, or you?
Yeah.
Thank you. So Swell is your current bot, and what are your next big plans? What are the next big operations? If I may know, of course.
Sure. So, so we want to create a way for people to make better decisions no matter where they are. Right now, it's bots and apps. In the future, we are working already with a startup in LA, where we're working on a test for a smart mirror in a fashion store, where you can say, hey, mirror, is this a perfect outfit for me? And right now, I hope it will say yes, because I actually swelled about this shirt today. And then, so again, we want to help people make better decisions. Hopefully will be an AI solution in the future that will replace things like Yelp and Foursquare as well, where you can say, hey, I need a restaurant in London right now that is appropriate for my taste, or I need a perfect outfit for a job interview in Dublin at Google because I've never been there, and it will just tell me based on my friends' recommendations, based on people who are like me and live in Dublin and stuff like that. Anything else?
What was the question?
I don't know.
I thought you said Andreas.
Oh.
Who's Andreas? No. Any question? Okay. Any more questions? No. It seems like all questions answered. Thanks to Barbara and Peter joining us here and giving us an insight in how the magic sauce of your growth. And if there are any more questions, you're going to be around. You mentioned that already.
Yeah.
Sure.
And can you actually hear me without microphone? Yeah.
Sorry.
Who needs microphone? No. Thanks again, and we're gonna move on then to the next talk.
All right.
Big round of applause for Peter and
Thank you,
Barbara. Woo!